An HIV-positive British man has become the father of twins after a controversial £80,000 surrogate birth. Antonio Masochi, 47, went ahead with his dream of being a dad despite the slight risk his children might be born with the virus. The fashion consultant was turned down by doctors who told him he would never find a surrogate willing to carry his baby. But Antonio found a clinic in Cyprus where he was told the risk of passing on HIV through his sperm was extremely small, and an egg donor was found in the Ukraine. His mission to be a dad has caused a split with his family. But as he cradles 2-month-old daughters Anna and Maria, Antonio says, "I have dreamed of having a family, but the fact I was single, gay and HIV positive was always a barrier. Now I can't stop looking at them and cuddling them." When a blood test confirmed both were free from HIV, I broke down and wept. I knew the risk of me passing on the virus was small, but there was always that little element of worry, so I was overjoyed when they tested negative. I have been through so much disappointment in my life. So to finally be a dad feels like a dream. And I am on tablets to keep my HIV under control. As long as I continue to take medication, my life expectancy is normal. My daughters are healthy too. Antonio realizes he could face a backlash over the births and the HIV risk to his daughters, no matter how small. But he says the odds have always been stacked against him in his desperate quest to be a dad. He was diagnosed HIV positive at 32 and feared he may never have children. When a long-term relationship ended in 2017, he felt the odds had been slashed again. I always believed I'd have a baby with a partner, but then I began to consider going it alone, says Italian-born Antonio, of South London. He started looking into adoption and even traveled to America in the hope of having a family that way. Adoption agencies said I could, but priority would always be for couples and single mums. It meant I might wait years and never get to the top of the list, says Antonio. Over the next 6 months, Antonio regularly flew to Cyprus to accompany the surrogate to scans. He says, "They were so emotional and I feel so grateful to both women." In November, Antonio was told the surrogate was in hospital and his babies could be born any day. He says, they arrived 2 weeks shy of their due date. Anna and Maria were born by C-section in December, both weighing a healthy 5 pounds 7 ounces, as Antonio nervously waited outside the delivery room. "I went in to see them and they were so tiny, so perfect. As I held each of them in my arms, I was overwhelmed with joy." 3 days later, Antonio left the hospital with his daughters. He is now waiting for British passports for them and plans to return to the UK next week. The whole process has cost him £80,000, but he says, "My girls are worth every penny." The only shadow over his joy is the lack of contact from his closest family members. "Friends and some family were supportive and thrilled for me," he says. "But my parents could never accept I am gay. I didn't come out until my 20s and even then I hid it years from my parents. A couple of times I tried to tell them but they didn't want to listen. My father died several years ago. I hoped my mother and older brother would be happy that I've had the girls. I sent a book of photos of myself and the twins to them a few weeks ago, but I haven't heard back. Some might say I have denied my daughters a mum, but I believe having a loving parent is what really matters, and I will be honest with my girls about how they were conceived as they grow up. As a single working dad, I will also have to have help, maybe a female nanny." Antonio says he may even try for more children. "I still have 4 frozen embryos left. A little boy would be a lovely balance to my family."